What's up, guys? Welcome back to Broken Ranks. Today we have the long-awaited bottom of the barrel match between Kruleboyz and Ossiarch Bonereapers. My favorite army of all time, OBR for sure. So I'm really excited to play this match. I'm obviously joined again by good old Aaron.
Yep, that's me. And I'm going to be bringing in some Kruleboyz. So not my favorite army of all time. That would be Idnit. But for some reason, I'm so excited to play them.
It's because they're ugly and dirty. That's why.
I mean,
and
they're really...
just like me today.
They're really just bad Lumineth.
Basically.
They function like Lumineth, but bad.
Yeah. So today we are playing a good old prize. Nope. It is the Realmstone Cache. So this is the one that has one objective right in the middle. It blows up and you have fun. It's pretty interesting. Small deployment zones. Nothing too crazy here. Yeah, overall, it's going to be an interesting match where we both, I think, just walk forward and attack each other on the objective. So.
I especially love that we chose a very dynamic and mobile battle plan with two very immobile and non-dynamic armies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it makes it interesting, you know, positioning and where things blow up and where we leave different units is going to make things fun. So yeah. I will be taking the OBR list, obviously. For me, I guess I'll dive into my list first because I already started doing that, but I have 2 units of 10 Mortek Guard, and then I have a 30 block of Mortek Guard. So with them, the 2 10 units are in Executive Conquerors. What's it called?
Expert
Conquerors. The large block of 30 is in Bounty Hunters. I then have 2 units of 3 Stalkers. I will be proxying some little ghosts for part of them, but 2 units of 3 Stalkers. They are both in Bounty Hunters. And then I have a chair wizard who has the 2 casts. He is not my general because I do not want my Stalkers to be battle line. And then I have Arcan and Catacross, my 2 favorite homies to bring in every list with OBR. Mortis Praetorian, so I'm getting the +1 to save, +1 to hit. Notably not a -1 to my rend because I'm not taking Petrifex Elite. And then I have the Bone Tithe Nexus here. That is essentially it. That's my list. It is intended to have a shit ton of dice being thrown and rolled and chilling and staying alive. Lots of resurrection with 6 models to each Mortek Guard unit from Arcan and Catacross. I get a bunch of little debuffs I can throw out, a bunch of spells to play with. So I love this list. It's my favorite list to play, personally. So excited to see how it holds up against the Kruleboyz. Aaron, take it away with yours.
So I have 1955 points of Kruleboyz, and the only sub-faction, the Grin and Blaze.
There you go.
It's just, I don't see any, I mean, maybe big yellers, but I don't see a reason why you'd run them anymore, to be honest. Just not being seen past 12 is really good.
Yeah.
And I got 3 units of Hobgrots in Expert Conquerors. I also have 3 units of Gut Rippers, and they're all in Bounty Hunters. I have 2 6-man units of Bolt Boys. I have a Killer Boss on Gnashtooth. I have a Snatcher Boss, and then I have 2 Shamans. All right, and then they're going to be in a Magnificent battalion, right? So Warlord battalion, sorry.
Yeah.
So all of these guys. So the Killer Boss on Gnashtooth will have Arcane Tome, Nasty Hex, and he'll have the Fasten Mount trait. So he can move in the hero phase once per game, letting me get within range with my Nasty Hex.
Nasty.
And the Snatcher Boss will have the Amulet of Destiny for just having a 6-up ward, because, I mean, why not? Honestly. I see no reason to not have that. The 2 Shamans, both, I mean, the Black Pit and Nasty Hex, not that they're going to use those spells anyway, because he's in this list, so. And they have to give poison, so it doesn't really matter. And I think the trait is Skilled Leader that I have on the Killer Boss, because I just don't find any of their traits to be useful either. That I've seen, at least. So having an extra command point would be good every turn.
There you go.
And that's it. That's pretty much my list. What your points are higher than mine, right? So I get my triumph.
I should be at 1990, I believe, with
I'm
this
below
list.
you.
Yeah.
1955. So I get my triumph, which is excellent for me. Love that.
There you go.
And that's it.
Cool. Well, with that being said, we get to now choose. Well, I do. I'm lower drops. Choose who goes first. And I believe here you're going to be having a difficult time shooting any of my things turn one. I think I'm going to give you the turn.
Okay.
Everything
cool.
should be hidden on my end. You got your... Yeah.
It's dirty tricks time, baby.
Dirty tricks. Let's see what he gets.
Oh my. That's amazing.
That's a 6, and a 5.
So, yeah, I think I'm going to... Which units here are not reinforced? Or is everything reinforced?
The only reinforced unit is the Mortec Guard.
Oh, awesome. Then I'm going to do the Disappearing Act, which basically makes you take them off the table. And then you have to bring them back in the table within your territory 6 inches from the board edge at the end of your next movement phase.
At the end of my next movement phase.
Right.
So how many of them do I have to take off?
I get to choose which ones you take off.
Okay.
So I'm going to choose... They can't be heroes. They can't be reinforced units. They have so many restrictions. But both of these, these guys I want off the board.
Okay.
And one of your Mortec guys, maybe... I'm not going to be able to shoot anything.
So these are coming off the board. Both stalkers and... Yeah, I don't think you're shooting nothing.
And one of those Mortec.
You don't care which one?
Yeah, I'll go with the one to the right.
Okay.
Preferably.
Why you gotta do that to me? All right. That was nasty. That was a nasty trick you just played on me.
It's a trick I never see people use, and I think it sounds really good. I'm gonna read it.
I do have to say, I think in this battle plan, it's probably really nice because, I mean, there's one objective, so that makes it a lot harder for me to contest now.
Yeah, I agree.
So that's it. That's your only trick?
Yes. So let's see. Pick a unit that has not been reinforced. Then roll a dice for each unit picked. If the roll is greater than the wounds characteristic, Oh, wait. Those guys are wounds of 4.
These guys are wounds of 1. These guys are wounds of 4.
Right. So, I got above a 1. So I have to roll 5 or higher.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. So that's a 5.
God damn it. All right, here.
And that is a 3. So one of these guys can come back.
I'm going to say the one that was farther away.
Okay. That's fine.
So, I still got 2 units off the board. I think that's terrible.
Yeah, that wasn't that good.
In that case.
That wasn't that great.
It's still
I'm not, this was going to be 60 models because they're both expert conquerors going onto there. You're basically not going to have that, but...
I still think it was a good move because I got 2 of your units off the board, and now they're going to be, because the army is so slow, they're just going to be off the board.
Yeah. But with all of that being said, into Kruleboyz turn 1.
The Kruleboyz battle tactic is against all odds. The Kruleboyz succeed in heroic leadership, and the Ossiarch Bonereapers gain an RDP. The Shaman casts Choking Mists on the center objective, making everything on the objective -1 to hit. The unit of Hobgrots runs 6 inches and moves onto the center objective. The rest of the Kruleboyz army repositions and runs forward. In the shooting and combat phase, nothing is in range and no damage is dealt. The Kruleboyz succeed their battle tactic and hold 1 and more objectives for 4 points.
So end of turn 1, I got my battle tactic, I moved up, I got some of his guys off the board, which is a huge relief for me.
Yep.
I couldn't shoot anything, so I just moved. Everything in my entire army except for the 2 monsters ran. Just everything ran, and everything got the bestest rolls ever.
Pretty much.
Yeah, like Hobgratz moving 11 inches is certified amazing.
So these guys are EQ models, right?
All of them. So I have
yeah.
I have like over 30 models on there.
So it's 42 models on there right now.
Yeah, I got 42 models on there. I got Against the Odds. I got them Mystic Shielded. I got Choking Mist off as well, so anything that he maybe gets in there without me realizing he can, they'll be at a -1 to hit. Mm-hmm. As well as, they'll be putting themselves within range. Like, I think I've moved here pretty tactically and in a well-turtled way.
Yeah.
Traditional Kruleboyz methodology.
Yeah, I think the spread looks really good in terms of just like everything being bubbled up. Everything looks like it's ready to, even if I get up here and I do something, it's just to a screen. There's no possible way I'm getting back there to anything important right now.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to chew through. I mean, I know that they're bounty hunters, but I don't think the bounty hunters even will chew through Hobgratz and Gutrippers, even if you double me.
Yeah, well, and I also would say, like, here, you've set yourself up well where every battle tactic for me is going to be difficult to get, and also it's going to be difficult for me to get that objective. Yeah, I think it is probably, unless I kill a bunch of units there, which is definitely possible if I get the charge rolls. It's possible to have that happen, but for the most part, like it's a swing, it's a roll of the dice, literally, to see if I get that.
Not being able to cast spells on them is huge.
Yeah, that as well is going to be big. So it's going to be interesting going into OBR turn 1. I am going to take here. I'm really between gaining momentum. And killing head-to-head a unit with a GV unit with a GV unit. But I think I have to do gaining momentum. I have to kill that. It's an opportunity to get, more objectives too, just because there's only one on the table. So I'm going to go with gaining momentum here. Target is going to be this unit of green Hobgratz. And that is going to be the play. So into OBR, bottom of turn 1.
The OBR battle tactic is gaining momentum, and the targeted unit is the Hobgratz on the objective. At the top of the turn, the Soul Mason uses Necromantic Mastery, and the Kruleboyz fail Heroic Leadership. Bone Tithe Nexus does 1 mortal wound to the Hobgratz. Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bonereaper Legions. Arcan uses First of the Mortarchs. Arcan casts Chronomantic Cogs, and it is chosen to re-roll charges. Arcan casts Mystic Shield and Empower Weapons on the 10-man unit of Mortek Guard. The Soul Mason casts Empower Shields on the Mortek Guard. The Soul Mason casts Soul Guide and fails. At the end of the hero phase, the Soul Mason fails to cast Soul Guide 2 more times. The Mortek Guard move on to the objective. The Hobgratz redeploy. The Stalkers move on to the objective. The rest of the Ossiarch Bonereaper army repositions, including Catacross, who moves up, and Arcan, who moves to the left side of the board. The unit of Dirty Tricks, Stalkers, and Mortek come back onto the table at the end of the movement phase. The Mortek Guard charge into the Hobgratz and succeed. The Stalkers also succeed their charge. The Hobgratz unleash hell, dealing 0 damage. The Mortek Guard pile in. They swing into the unit of Hobgratz, killing all. other unit of Hobgrots swing back into the Stalkers, dealing no damage. The Stalkers swing back into the Hobgrots, killing the entire unit. The unit of Gutrippers pile into the Mortek Guard. However, they stay off of the objective as to not tag the -1 to hit spell. The Gutrippers kill 8 Mortek Guard. At the end of the turn, the Ossiarch Bonereapers hold 1 and more objectives and succeed in their battle tactic, scoring 4 points.
So, end of turn 1 for me. I have to say that this probably went as good as humanly possible for me. Unfortunately, he got a good redeploy and was able to pull in his Gutrippers into combat here on the main objective. But what was fortunate was that he didn't pile them in onto the objective because he wanted to avoid his own spell. So it allowed me to still get the objective and get gaining momentum. Aaron was, I assume, hoping to take out my Mortek Guard unit there with the Gutrippers after that, but I survived with 2. Thank God I put the ward on them. I put the 5-up mortal wound ward on them, which is phenomenal. Save them there. They would have been completely wiped out because they are bounty hunters. So 2 things to note. Stickiness and resilience of the Mortek Guard is very strong, and that is why I love them. But also, they can slap back. So took out the unit of Hobgrots, took out the other unit of Hobgrots with the Stalkers, took over the objective, got my battle tactic 1, 2, and more. So we are tied at the end of this round at 4. Priority will be massive for me. That's how I've set myself up here.
For us.
However, if he gets priority, I'm kind of set up in a decent enough place where I don't think it's going to kill me, even though I was a bit aggressive there. So could go either way. I think it's really up to the priority roll, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I lose priority here, it might be pretty rough for me, potentially, because I might lose a unit of Gutrippers, which would be rough.
And my unit of Mortek Guard is almost fully resurrected.
Yeah.
But if that happens, so let's roll it. Let's see what happens.
Winning ties.
That's a 1.
So I can't lose.
And you got a 1 too.
But I win ties, so I'm taking it.
All right.
I'm gonna have to do eye for an eye because it's just so easy to do for me. I'm just gonna do that.
There go the dogs. Yeah, eye for an eye definitely works. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds like a plan. Into Kruleboyz.
Turn 2.
Turn 2.
Skilled leader roll. No. And then heroic leader.
The Kruleboyz battle tactic is eye for an eye, and the targeted unit is the 2-man unit of Mortek Guard. The Kruleboyz succeed at heroic leadership. The Kruleboyz shamans poison both boneboyz units. The killer boss casts nasty hex on to the Stalkers. The Gutrippers move up, and the Hobgrots move back. The rest of the army slightly repositions. The first unit of boneboyz shoots into the Stalkers. The entire unit dies. The second unit of boneboyz shoots into the Mortek. The 2 Mortek die. In combat, no pile-ins are possible. No charges are made. And the turn ends. The Kruleboyz succeed their battle tactic eye for an eye. However, they hold no objectives, scoring 2 points.
So end of turn 2 for the Kruleboyz. I moved out of range of Arcan. I pretty much eliminated the scary things that were up here, including just finishing off that Mortec guard. I accidentally shot them with my boneboyz, and I wanted to pile in so I could take the objective, but I forgot I was supposed to do that in my brain because, I mean, we got interrupted, so I lost my train of thought. So I don't get that objective at all, which is really bad for me. That's 2-point deficit now. Yeah, we'll see how it goes from here, but I'm at least not in the worst position.
I think notably though here, like you took out one unit that needed to go for you. Had you not killed that unit, you are...
It's your most mobile unit, so...
Yeah, you're definitely, I mean, you're definitely in a better space, I think, board state. Obviously you're down to 2 points, but like...
Yeah, I have to make it up somehow.
Something, the thing blows up. You have way more units on the board than me, just in general.
I don't think so. You have 30 more tech. I only have 40.
Yeah, but you have more units that you can move in different locations. Like as you kind of, like you said earlier, like you're kind of a Lumineth-esque type of list. You continue to snipe off one unit. I don't have a lot of units on turn 3 when things start to blow up and stuff goes elsewhere. So
I mean, I don't know why this makes some people go belligerent, but Kruleboyz is literally just Lumineth without magic. Like, look at the way this board is playing.
I mean, I would even say they kind of have a little bit more output.
They have more output than Lumineth, but I'm saying they don't have any magic at all.
Yeah.
But the way they function is very much the same. You just have to roll 5s and 6s, and you can kill things.
It's a lot of damage, and I mean, like, even with these guys, they didn't get to fight here, but like...
Yeah, I really
blowing up with bounty hunters, doing mortals, it's a lot. It's really nice.
They're a scary thing to charge into.
Yeah, for sure. You have to take them out. So, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I'm not sure exactly what I am going to go with, but
okay,
we'll make that decision into OBR turn 2.
The Ossiarch Bonereapers battle tactic is against all odds. The Killaboss succeeds in heroic leadership, and the Soul Mason uses necromantic mastery. Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bonereaper Legions, and Arcan uses First of the Mortarchs. The cogs are set to re-roll charges. Catacross's Scrollbearer places a -1 to hit on the leftmost Gutrippa's unit. The Bone Tithe Nexus fails to have an effect. Arcan casts Protection of Nagash. Arcan casts Mystic Shield. Arcan casts Empower Shields on the Mortec, but is unbound. The Soul Mason casts Empower Weapons on the 30 block of Mortec. The Soul Mason then casts Soul Guide, but fails. At the end of the hero phase, the Soul Mason casts 2 extra Soul Guides and places it on the 30-man unit of Mortec and the Stalkers. The Stalkers move up. The unit of 10 Mortec move on to the objective. The 30 block of Mortec move up as well. The Gutrippas redeploy. Arcan moves back. Catacross and the rest of the units move up. The Gutrippas use scare tactics on the small unit of Mortec. The Stalkers fail their charge. The Mortec Guard fail their charge. The Ossiarch Bonereapers succeed their battle tactic and score 1 and hold more objectives for 4 points.
Okay, so goodish turn for me. I get 1, 2, and more again. The objective is going to blow up now. I decided to not charge anything. I mean, I rolled them, but I didn't make this one, and then I made this one, but I decided not to move them up. Mm-hmm. I think that was the right play. I move them up, they die, and then they can pile in onto the objective. I don't get my against all odds anymore, so I wanted to make sure I secured that. And they got scare tacticked, so they were -1 to hit. So it just wasn't a gamble I wanted to make. Moved all my stuff here just in case there was a double. A couple things can get shot, but it's okay, I think. generally I'm in a decent position, whether or not I get the turn or don't. Everything is set up for the explosion and to see where the objectives kind of fall here.
Yep.
So it's going to be interesting what happens. Should we maybe roll
I can do it well.
the explosion?
I could roll all of it in position.
Okay.
Just tell me where the
Cool.
objective markers are.
All right. Well, we're going to roll these objectives, and we'll see you in the next turn.
The Ossiarch battle tactic is head-to-head. Arcan uses necromantic mastery, and the Killaboss succeeds heroic leadership. Catacross's Scrollbearer places -1 to hit on the Killaboss. The Bone Tithe Nexus fails to have an effect. Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions. Arcan uses First of the Mortarchs. The cogs are set to reroll casts. Arcan casts Empower Shield on the 30 block of Mortek Guard. Arcan casts Protection of Nagash. Arcan casts Empower Weapons on the 30 block of Mortek Guard. The Soul Mason casts Soul Guide on the unit of 30 Mortek, but is unbound. The Soul Mason casts Mystic Shield on the block of 30 Mortek. The Soul Mason uses his end of turn recast to place Soul Guide back on the Mortek Guard. The Stalkers move up. The Gutrippers redeploy. The 10 Mortek move onto the top left objective. The 30 block moves up to the center of the map. Catacross and Arcan reposition, moving up and towards the objective. The Soul Mason moves up. The Gutrippers use scare tactics on the Mortek Guard and the Stalkers, succeeding at both. The Stalkers succeed their charge. The Mortek succeed their charge. The boneboyz unleash hell, dealing 12 mortal wounds to the Mortek Guard, killing 6. The Stalkers swing into the left unit of Gutrippers, wiping the unit. The Kruleboyz declare a war. The Killaboss piles in and fights, killing 0 Mortek Guard. The Sludgeraker fights, killing 7 Mortek Guard. The unit of Gutrippers fights, killing 4 Mortek Guard. Ouch. The Mortek swing back. They swing into the Gutrippers units, killing them. The remaining unit of Gutrippers pile in and kill 1 Mortek Guard. No units run from battle shock. At the end of the turn, the Ossiarch Bonereapers succeed their battle tactic and hold 1 but not more objectives.
End of top of turn 1. Wasn't expecting the WOG, so that threw me through a loop there, and took out a lot of my output. It's okay though. I got my battle tactic head to head. Killed his unit of Gutrippers in the middle, killed his other unit on the right, so kind of left him with not as much as I think Aaron would like to have right now. That being said, I'm really overexposed and probably going to lose my block of Mortek now, which was not intended. Should have attacked with them first. Didn't want to lose my Stalkers because I would have 100% lost them. Maybe even shouldn't have charged them now that I'm thinking about it. Or even put them into the Hobgrots or something. I don't really know. So just a couple misplays for sure there. But it is what it is. If I do really well here and roll well, I am gonna maybe have some more tech guard left. We'll see. Have one objective, got head to head, scoring 3 points. So in a good place point wise, but just very worrisome. Not sure what the outcome's going to be after this turn. Set me up in a position where I absolutely need priority now. I cannot get doubled.
I'm pretty confident that if I get priority and a W, I mean, I have to play for the double at this point. Doesn't matter much else I could do, in my opinion. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I just need to decide what battle tactic I'm going to take. Can you pass me the sheet? It's just both of these armies suck at battle tactics.
Yeah, but that's it. So into bottom of turn 3 here. After the cache exploded.
Yep.
So here we go.
Here we go.
The Kruleboyz battle tactic is head-to-head. The Killaboss succeeds heroic leadership. Both units of boneboyz are given the poison from the shamans. The Killaboss casts Mystic Shield, but is unbound. The boneboyz move back. The Hobgrots move up towards the top left objective. The boneboyz shoot into the Mortek guard, dealing 10 mortal wounds, killing 6. The other unit of boneboyz shoots into the stalkers, killing the unit. The Gutrippers and the Sludgeraker pile in, killing the remaining Mortek guard. But the Mortek take one Gutripper down on their way out. No units run from battle shock. The Kruleboyz succeed their battle tactic and hold one but not more objectives.
End of turn 3 for the Kruleboyz. I mean, this game has just been a lot of like heavy punches thrown both ways. My goal was to wipe out the 30 block of Mortek as well as the guys in the back here. I achieved that goal quite handily, I think. It wasn't really difficult.
Yeah.
I just moved these guys back, shot them to death, shot them to, like, did some chip damage, killed them with my GV units, and basically oriented these guys in place of a double, because if I don't get the double, I mean, they're just going to die anyway. This is the way I view it. So I moved them up, because if I get the double, it's going to be a huge payoff. I mean, I have to play for the double in this one, because we're so close in points, and Kruleboyz are so slow, that if I don't move something up by this turn, I won't be able to take anything. So I want to try to at least do something big with these Hobgrots. And yeah, potentially protect my units against Catacross for a turn or so.
Yeah, like I even said last turn, really big mistake with the charge of the Stalkers. Should have kept them back. You learn and you live. Is that the phrase?
You live and learn.
You live and learn. Yeah,
Good
whatever.
job. All right.
So you live and learn. So that is unfortunate, but it is what it is. We're gonna have to see.
Well, you're up by 2 points.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see if it's even possible to keep that lead at all. With the amount of mortals coming at range right now, it's going to be difficult. So
we'll see.
Really need this. That's a 6.
So I just can't win. Doesn't matter. So you can take it.
Okay. I have to take it. I have to. I lost a unit, so I will do eye for an eye here. I believe.
I thought you did eye for an eye already.
I did head to head.
You did head to head. What else?
You did eye for an eye.
I did eye for an eye.
I did gain momentum.
Gaining momentum
against the odds.
And head to head, okay.
And head to head. So I'm going to eye for an eye here. I mean, I have to do that. I need to do something in terms of stopping some points. So these guys are expert conquerors. Yeah. These guys are bounty hunters. And then the rest of your guys are chilling. So, okay, yeah, I'll do eye for an eye, and we will we'll go from there. That's going to be that, okay? Cool. Into OBR, turn 4.
The Ossiarch battle tactic is eye for an eye. Arcan uses necromantic mastery, and the Sludgeraker uses heroic leadership. Catacross uses Supreme Lord of the Bonereaper Legions, and places a -1 hit scroll on the Sludgeraker. Arcan uses First of the Mortarchs. The Bone-Tithe Nexus fails. Cogs are set to reroll casts. Arcan casts Protection of Nagash. He also casts Empower Weapons but is unbound, and casts Drain Vitality on the Gutrippers. The Soul Mason fails to cast all of his spells. The Mortek Guard and Catacross move up, charging into the Hobgrots and the Gutrippers respectively. The Mortek wipe the unit of Hobgrots. The Gutrippers deal 0 damage to Catacross, and Catacross swings into the Gutrippers, killing 7. No models run from Battle Shock. The Ossiarch Bonereapers hold 1 objective and score their battle tactic.
Okay, so successful turn for me, top of turn 4. Really what I wanted to do here was just make sure I take out 1 unit, and I wanted to kind of lock something up in the middle of the board. Assuming we go into turn 4, I'm kind of playing, or turn 5, I'm kind of playing for points here. And as Aaron said a few times, it's going to be hard for him to get across the board and take this objective. Same way it's going to be hard for me to get across the board and take that objective.
Yeah.
So kind of just stalling it out for a while is only in my favor because I'm up 2 points. So that's that.
Yep.
I took out the Hobgrots, got eye for an eye, and then I charged in Catacross to the unit of Gutrippers, and he rolled pretty well. He did some work there. They're down to 3 models now. So good place there. The slapback potentially can be huge on him though, so that's going to be kind of something I'm worried about here moving into this turn, because a lot of mortals are going to be flying at him from crossbows. But
yeah, I don't have any, like, realistically, again, I know you're worried about losing someone, but realistically, the only battle tactic I can possibly do at this point is fucking kill Catacross with my general. And that's it.
Yeah, and that's
these guys are just so slow. They can't do anything.
Yeah. I think you could. I mean, you could desecrate.
I could
lands
desecrate
on this. Maybe you could do.
That's gonna have to be my option because it's the only one I can possibly get.
Kill a unit with your general.
Being 2 down makes it so that there's just no way I can recover. I think I can't. I literally have to deny your grand strategy and win mine to win this game.
Which is going to be difficult because I just need to. That's your last battle line unit. I've just been taking them out. So.
That's not my grand strategy. Mine is to make sure you.
No, that's mine though. Is to kill all your battle line units. So
yeah, well,
as long as I can kill that battle line unit, then
right. Okay. Well, anyways, into turn 4.
Bottom of turn 4.
Bottom of turn
Kruleboyz.
Yeah. Bro, losing that priority was painful, bro.
The Kruleboyz battle tactic is desecrate the lands. The Sludgeraker and Catacross both use Finest Hour. The Killaboss uses its once per game hero phase move. The Killaboss casts Nasty Hex but is unbound. Both shamans give the Boltboyz their poison. The Gutrippers retreat. The Sludgeraker moves up and the Boltboyz move up. All of the Boltboyz shoot into Catacross, dealing 12 mortal wounds. The Sludgeraker charges Catacross and stomps, dealing 2 mortal wounds. The Sludgeraker swings into Catacross using all-out attack, dealing 12 mortal wounds in total, killing Catacross. The Kruleboyz succeed their battle tactic and hold 1 but not more objectives.
Bottom of the 4th, end of the turn.
Inning.
Got a little excited. I forgot I didn't poison him, but luckily I didn't roll that many 5s at all. But I was able to, scariest thing ever, charging Catacross. I was able to kill him between the shots from the boneboyz and the Snatcher boss.
Yep.
And I took him down. And now I'm in a decent-ish position. If I get the double here, I mean, I won't be able to take that point, but I can get some points. Mm-hmm. And try my best to keep the Gut Rippers alive.
Land is desecrated, so that's going to be 3 points again.
Yeah.
What a weird thing. It's just like 3 points, 3 points, 3 points.
Because both our armies are too slow to get more.
Yeah.
Well,
You really got to be confident in splitting yourself hard on this in order.
Yeah, but also that I didn't realize in this mission the middle objective disappears.
Yeah.
So if the middle objective was still there, we would...
It'd be a different thing.
It would be a very different thing. But in any case, yeah.
Interesting, big loss on Catacross. He rolled a lot of ones on his saves, even though he's +2. So
yeah,
didn't expect that. If I get priority, I'm in a good enough place to get my grand strategy, which is what I am going for here. So let's roll it. 4.
5. So I get the double.
You get it if you want it.
I'm gonna have to take it, just to have an extra rally up my sleeve.
I'm going to make this point be the proving ground so that you can only take it with those.
I mean, there's no
cool
way
units.
I'm taking it, honestly.
Yeah, but even if you get someone on there, I don't know.
All right, so I don't get... This was for skilled leader. It has to be a 5 up, so I don't get it. And this was for heroic leadership.
Okay.
So I don't get either. All right, up to top of turn 5. Kruleboyz.
Yep.
The Kruleboyz battle tactic is this one's mine. The Killaboss uses heroic leadership. The Gut Rippers rally 1 model. Both shamans give poison to the boneboyz. The Snatcher boss casts Mystic Shield on the Gut Rippers. The Gut Rippers auto-run 6 inches. The boneboyz move up. The Snatcher boss moves towards the left objective. The first unit of boneboyz shoot into the Mortek guard, dealing 17 mortal wounds and wiping the unit. The Snatcher boss charges into the Soul Mason. In combat, the Snatcher boss uses all-out attack and kills the Soul Mason. No units run in Battle Shock. At the end of the turn, the Kruleboyz secure their battle tactic and hold 1 objective but not more, ending with 15 points.
Okay. So bottom into bottom of 5.
Yep, into bottom of 5. I killed his Mortek, securing my grand strategy.
17 mortal wounds shot at them.
17 mortal wounds. Yep, it was a big spike. The best spike I think I've ever had with them. I got this one's mine with my general by charging into that guy and just killing him pretty much. He didn't make a single ward, which would have completely ruined it. So I got my 3 points. It's a tie game, 14-14, and I left him on the board with only Arcan.
Yep.
And I don't know.
So that's 3 points for you.
Yeah.
And that gives me, what can I do here? Only battle line thing you got is them. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to I'm gonna go for, I guess, this one's mine as well. I'm
Use your
gonna
general?
try to kill them with Arcan. So
How the fuck are you gonna do that?
fly them over there and charge them, and maybe makes it happen. I mean, it's literally the only thing I can do.
I'm gonna rally,
Go for it.
and I had another one come back.
That's good. All right. So that's gonna be that. We're gonna go into the turn.
Yes, sir.
The Ossiarch battle tactic is this one's mine. Arcan uses Necromantic Mastery. Arcan uses First of the Mortarchs. The Gut Rippers rally 1 model. Arcan casts Cogs and sets it to re-roll charges. Arcan casts Mystic Shield and is unbound. Arcan casts Arcane Bolt. Arcan moves 8 inches from the Gut Rippers and within re-roll charge range of the Cogs. Arcan fails both attempts to charge, resulting in the failing of the Ossiarch Bonereapers battle tactic and the failing of their grand strategy to kill all of the battle line units. At the end of the game, the Kruleboyz succeed their grand strategy, scoring 3 extra VP, ending at 18 points, and the Ossiarch Bonereapers fail their grand strategy, scoring 0 extra VP, ending the game at 15 points.
So, could have had it there. I needed to bank on the charge. In getting that charge, I needed my grand strategy, really, and that was the only thing that was I did the math mentally. I do this one's mine on this guy instead. I only get 2 extra points for that, and I still lose the 3, so I'm still losing by 1. So I figured, let's just go for it. Let's try to get Arcan in and do as much damage as possible. Succeeded in, I Necromantic Masteried the cogs out so I could re-roll the charge. I, got an Arcane Bolt up, Mystic Shield, everything went off. No unbinds happened. Put Arcane right here. He's 8 inches away, needed the 8-inch charge, rolled a 4, rolled a 7. So I didn't get it, which is tragic. It would have been fun to see that combat roll out. But still hold this point. I was able to leave it because I made it proving ground. So got the 1 point for that. Arcan's just chilling in the middle of the field. He would be dead if this was a 6-round game. But in the end, what was your grand strategy? Kill all my battle?
We both had the same one.
Yeah, so kill all the battle line. He killed all my battle line. I left his up. So he got 3 points. Putting the end of the game at a 18-15 Kruleboyz victory. Real rough, made some mistakes, had things kind of swing back my way, had things kind of take a turn for the worse. Dice were not on my side this game for sure, but also decision making was not really on my side either. So I blame it on the bad plays. That's for sure. Yeah,
I think I can agree with that 2-point deficit I was working in the entire game almost screwed me in the end, and it was just the grand strat that saved me in reality.
Yeah. Well, we're talking throughout this whole match, and we're saying the addition's bad, the addition's good, this is bad, this is good, and in a lot of ways, this is the exact game you want to play, where grand strategy is the decider on a game where both players played to a pretty good level, and I mean, we both made some bad mistakes. For example, at the beginning, Aaron not putting his dudes on the objective for whatever reason because he was afraid of his own spell.
We were interrupted, and I completely forgot that was my plan.
Yeah, but regardless, it's mistakes are made. Me charging in the Stalkers and that being an obvious mistake there is, you don't think of it on the spot. We were kind of back and forth between a bunch of different things throughout this match. So, but I mean, regardless, you want the grand strategy to be the decider, So I think in this case, match was good, regardless.
I think it was a good match.
I think it was good.
This is actually the type of match I enjoyed the most because it wasn't. There were swingy rounds, but there wasn't a round that was so swingy. This is definitely the knockout punch. There was until the 5th round where I doubled you back. If I hadn't doubled you back, it would have been a close game, and you probably would have actually won because you probably would have wiped the Gut Rippers.
All I needed was to wipe that Gut Ripper unit, you know?
Yeah. So it's
Catacross stays alive, I win,
Catacross would not have... Oh, I killed him on the double, didn't I?
Yeah, you killed him on the double. So it's Catacross stays alive, I win. Arcan makes his charge. There's an argument for him doing enough damage to wipe them out, There's a bunch of little things that could have went my way, but there's also a bunch of things that could have went his way that would have really swung it way harder in his direction. So overall, I mean, it was a solid match, and I think Arcan is going to be flying away right now and going over there so he doesn't get murdered by a bunch of orcs. But yeah, I don't know. Any last words on that?
I think this matchup was fun because they're both equally slow. So it's just this is one of the few games where like the game is not even won by like one turn. You know what I mean? Because in most matches, you have the teleports and the movement to like just I take this now and then you take this now. Here it's like you have to plan like 5 turns ahead from the very beginning, and that's interesting.
And with this battle plan too, it's interesting because the thing exploded and it's so far away from each other. With these two slow armies, it's like what are you supposed to really do there? Do you want to go pressure that? I mean, I obviously just
they didn't move the whole game.
Yeah, you moved that. You moved. I think you moved them turn
moved
one
them
to make them look cooler on the rock. So
that was it.
it's like,
yeah, but that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Overall, good game though. I think you know, OBR took a beating, but it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like, give a comment, tell us what we did wrong, and we'll see you in the next battle report. See you guys.
Sober.